Hi, welcome to Time for Awesome with Amy Horn. And we are live on YouTube with StreamYard. And welcome to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, the only station bringing you information and inspiration. Today's topic is living in the now, not the past, not the future, but living in the now. So there are a few things that I think we should start with, and the first is a poem by Helen Steiner Rice. She's one of my favorite poets, and this resonates with today's segment. And it's called Never Borrow Sorrow from Tomorrow. Deal only with the present. Never step into tomorrow. For God asks us just to trust Him and to never borrow sorrow. For the future is not ours to know, and it might never be. So let us live and give our best and give it lavishly. For to meet tomorrow's troubles before they are even ours is to anticipate the Savior and to doubt His all wise powers. So let us be content to solve our problems one by one, asking nothing of tomorrow except Thy will be done. Helen Steiner Rice wrote this poem, and it has probably been one of my favorite poems. Gosh, for as long as I can remember, I don't even remember when that poem came out, but it speaks volumes because number one, when you live in the past, that's where depression lives, right? Depression, sad things that happened to us, trauma that happened to us, just really living in the past creates this depressive mode that most of us don't know why we're depressed, yet it's because we're living in the past. We're not focusing on today. If you fast forward to the future, that's where anxiety lives, that's where stress lives. Y'all, worrying about tomorrow when there may be nothing to worry about. Think about that a second. If I'm stressed out about tomorrow and the day after and the day after and the day after, then I'm going to stress myself out. I'm going to have anxiety and I'm going to worry about something that has not happened yet. If it never happens, I did all of that stress and worry for nothing. And then I've literally created the environment that is causing me the most distress. Living in the present, living in the now. Let's talk about that. That does not mean we can't plan for the future accordingly. It doesn't mean I shouldn't pay attention to my finances and prepare for tomorrow. It doesn't mean I shouldn't do stocks and bonds and investments and savings. I'm not saying you don't plan for tomorrow. I'm saying you don't stress and live in tomorrow so much so that you're not appreciating today. So, gratitude for today, what today brings. So, I could wake up today irritable, irrational, and frustrated the minute I open my eyes. That is usually because I'm either stressing about what happened yesterday or I'm stressing about what might happen today or tomorrow. Because as of the minute I open my eyes, the only thing I need to worry about is today. Let me get through today, Lord. Let me be grateful for today. I open my eyes, I'm awake, I'm healthy. Guess what? Maybe you're not healthy. Maybe you're struggling with medical issues and pain, and that's causing you to feel distressed. But if today we look at what we do have, I have a home, I have a roof over my head. It's a modest home, which is what I prefer. I don't want to clean a huge house. I ain't got time for that. No. I live in a home that I created into a home. A lot of people don't have a home. A lot of people don't have four walls and heat. It's cold outside. I am covered. I am covered by the roof over my head. I am covered by the blood of Christ. And I am covered because I choose to be positive in everything. Grateful grateful for what I have, not worried about what I don't have. In this moment, I have health insurance. In this moment, I have a job. In this moment, I have a great husband. In this moment, I have two fantastic young adult male kiddos who are grown and gone and making their way. We all have struggles, y'all. We all go through medical issues. We all go through mental issues. We are all crazy. It's a matter of what level of crazy. But worrying about tomorrow or what happened in the past that we can't change doesn't change anything for us. It doesn't make anything better. So let's say you have a meeting coming up. What's there to stress about? I'm going to be me. I'm going to be fabulous. I'm going to positive self talk my way right into the meeting. Why would I worry about anything going wrong? What can I do if something does go wrong? Well, I can reflect what I hear from another person. Gosh, so what you're saying to me is this job requires 50-hour weeks. I'm not prepared for that. I'm trying to work smarter, not harder, and my life isn't really conducive to 50-hour work weeks. What else do you have to offer me? Oh, nothing. Okay, well, thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a great life. I'm going to lay boundaries for myself that work for me today, that work for me tomorrow. Great example, when I decided to build my private mental health practice. So I sat down with my husband and we had the discussion first. I said, honey, if I'm going to work with patients, I'm going to have couples. Not everybody can take off work every day. Not everybody has a flexible schedule. So, how many nights a week are you willing to be Mr. Mom? How many nights a week are you willing to cook for yourself, our sons, and for me when I work late? What would be doable for you? And he says, 2 to 3 nights a week, working late would be okay. And I'm like, all right, so let's talk about what the expectations would be. That means you would be carpooling with our son for sports and things of that nature. And he's like, yeah, I don't mind. You don't mind cooking if I'm working late? Oh, no, I don't mind at all. And you're good with taking over all the responsibilities while I'm working late, 2 to 3 nights a week. And he's like, yes, I'm on board. Okay, great, fantastic. Let's talk about how late that is. Maybe my last patient 7 p.m. I'm done by 8 p.m. I do my notes by 8:30. By 9 p.m. I'm all yours. Is that doable for you? 2 to 3 nights a week. Yes, that's doable, not a problem. So you see, I'm working in how to get tomorrow going, but I'm not stressing about it. If I don't like that schedule, I can back it off. If I don't like that schedule, I can change it. But I've had a discussion, I've laid some boundaries, and we've created something that's doable for us. I'm not working late every night of the week. That's not okay. That doesn't work for us. But I'm not stressing about tomorrow. I'm creating a plan. There's a difference in planning for tomorrow and stressing about tomorrow. All right. So let's look at the past. What can I change about the past? Nothing. I can, however, learn from the past. So I made a mistake. All right, no big deal. I made a mistake. Learn from it, right? I learned what not to do. I learned who not to trust. I learned who not to date, who not to marry, right? I'm learning from my mistakes. So, for the helicopter parents out there, let me tell you, if you're not allowing your children freedom to learn from their mistakes, they're not going to learn from their mistakes. They're not going to know how to make a mistake. So, when they're off and on their own, they are in a panic because they don't know how to do anything on their own. They don't know how to make a life without you telling them what to do, or without you giving them advice, or without you working through those processes. These children need to learn how to do that for themselves. They learn from mistakes. They learn decision making skills if you're not doing all the decision making for them. Y'all, that's important. Learning how to navigate life is important for your children to be successful adults. The reason I get tons of children and teens coming to me before college is because the parents did not set them up to learn for themselves, make mistakes for themselves, and plan for themselves. They never had decision making skills because parents made all the decisions for them. Y'all, if you're doing that, you're giving your child a huge disservice in how to function through life. They need to know how to make decisions. They need to know how to give good choices and good decisions and how to navigate mistakes and how to repair what they've done wrong. If we come to the rescue, they're never going to learn it. That's why most people, as young adults, can't function because they didn't work through their past. They didn't have the decision making skills. They didn't have the recovery skills, the repair skills, the communication skills to work through the past so they could learn from it and move forward from it. So, y'all, if you're not working through these things with your young children, when they become young adults, they don't know how to function. They don't know what to do. So we've got to work on that with them. Living in the now, grateful for what we have. How many of our children understand what it is to be grateful for what we have now? They want the next best thing. They saw on social media how they could buy A, B, C, D, E, F, G to make their life better. They get it, it didn't do that. Oh, well, I need to chase the next XYZ. Doesn't change anything, doesn't make it any better. We are always chasing the next best thing rather than having gratitude for what we have. How can we enjoy what we have now if we're living in the past and living in the future? Today is where happiness lives. Today is where you find joy. Joy doesn't knock on your door. Happiness doesn't knock on your door. Nobody's beating your door down to make you happy. You create happiness. You create happiness when you decide, I am going to love what I have. I am going to appreciate what I have. I'm going to continue life the way life needs to be. And only I can choose what that looks like. Another person doesn't make me happy. Things do not make me happy. Places do not make me happy. It's the appreciation of what you have that makes you happy. I appreciate that I'm healthy. I appreciate that my bills get paid. I appreciate I have a home. I appreciate my husband. Y'all, if we appreciate the people in our lives, they show up for us. If I appreciate my friends, they show up for me. If I appreciate my family, they show up for me. It's when we have no gratitude for what we have that we're miserable, that we're unhappy. When we can't walk down the street in our neighborhood and see the beautiful sky, the trees, smell the flowers, see the beauty of other neighbors' yards, find the sounds that give us peace. Y'all, you can find peace in New York City, walking around the city, if you take time to take it in. You don't have to let the rustle and bustle of life take over your mental status. You can create peace in the most chaotic moments. You can be in a house full of chaotic people and you can find your mental peace. You just have to separate yourself from all of those other things. Is that dissociation or is it finding peace in the moment? You get to decide. If you want to live joyously and happily, live in the now, let go of the past, learn from your mistakes, and plan for the future. But don't worry about what may or may not happen in the future. Live for now. Thank you for joining me on YouTube, StreamYard, and WDRB Media. This was Time for Awesome with Amy Horn. You all go be awesome. Until next time, Monday, 1:15 p.m. just gonna be